morning, gang. It's Wednesday, the 1st of May, 2019. A pinch and a punch. It's the first day of the month. Welcome along, boys and girls. It's May, the month of Our Lady. Oh, Mary, we crown thee with blossoms today. Queen of the angels and Queen of the... Yes, it is. Mary's month. Also, it is a new month, which means we need to change our Barry Manilow calendar. Look, people, literally at this moment, rather than watch me and what I've got to say, people are already looking around on the picture to see if they've found anything wrong. And there's probably half a dozen people at this moment starting to type, "You haven't changed the calendar." People looking for errors all the time. Incidentally, the pineapple jacket today. I love the pineapple jacket. You like my pineapple jacket, don't you? So we will now change our little calendar from April. Let's see what Barry's wearing this month. Oh, yes. There we are. 1 minute. There we are. Thank you, Barry. Looking particularly good in a, like that. I don't know if you can... Yes, you can see it from there. Sort of a purpley... mauvey jacket there, looking very sultry. I wonder if I can do a look like that. Just a minute. Is that kind of working the same way? I was just watching back on Monday night's karaoke video, and I was doing "Sometimes When We Touch." You know that one? And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. Disco version. Oh, it was awful. I was listening to it. I thought, oh my God, that sounds awful. But it's karaoke, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And talking of karaoke, literally, as the film was coming to an end, that you were watching our sort of warm-up film, I looked at my Karaoke London Facebook group. I've got a Facebook group called Karaoke London, okay? And someone's posted up there, karaoke van. Okay, and what they've done is get a caravan, kit it out with a little bit. It's not massive, but it would do for like a house party or something like that. What a fantastic idea! His name is Mark Pulley, I think it is. Mark Pulley. Now I don't know if I'd be able to download that video and show it to you. I'll ask him if I can do that, I think. Mark Pulley. So if you have a look on the Facebook group called Karaoke London, all right, when we finish the show, he's like kitted out this little, sort of, it's not a massive caravan, but it's big enough, you know. He's kitted out this caravan with karaoke stuff, and you can hire him to go round to your house or wherever your venue is. Maybe you've got a birthday party, you know, you might have hired out the local scout hall or something like that, and you want a karaoke bloke to turn up with a separate thing. Then he's got it all kitted out in his caravan, and you go in and sing songs. How fantastic is that? What a great idea. Isn't it funny? You're just looking around and you discover stuff like this all the time. Absolutely fantastic. So good luck with that, Mark. And I'll see if somehow I can download that video, with your permission, of course, and show it to our millions, dear boys and girls, our millions of viewers all over the world tuning in just to hear what crap I'm about to come out with this morning. So very good morning to you there. Let's say hello to some of you nice and early this morning. Good morning on Facebook Live. We're starting. Diane Jebb gets the first message in. Good morning, you lovely lady, Diane. I hope you're a little bit better now, Diane. Perhaps you'll let me know how you are at the moment. My back was playing up a bit again yesterday, but I think that's because I was doing a bit of pushing and shoving, which I'll tell you about in a little while, okay? Good morning to Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning, darling, all right? Adrian Richardson, nice and early morning. Mellum, good morning, Mellum. Hope you're well. Mellum, nice to see you, sir. Adam the plumber's there. Mr. Ray Reynolds wishes us all hello, honky tonks. Good morning, Ray. John Aitken has got a cuppa and a couple of biscuits. Oh, you need more than a couple of biscuits if you're going to watch the whole of this show, my dear. You'll need a full English breakfast, my love. Got a cup of tea and a biscuits and a crossword ready for the show. Why have you got a crossword? That's like saying the show is so boring you need something else to do. This is a very intelligent, interesting, hard-hitting, political heavyweight show, this is, you know. You'll need full attention to watch this or you won't know what's happening. John says the jacket is hurting his eyes, is it? This is my pineapple jacket. I love it. It's about time we ordered some new jackets, I think. Thank you. Am I out of sync for anyone, or is it just Adam? Could someone else come back to us like that? Is the mouth and the video out of sync? Could you have a look, please, gang? Just let us know, yes, it's okay, or no, it's way out of sync, or whatever. Let's have a look. Michael Lawrence, good morning to Michael. Michael Pullman in Australia, morning, sir. Adrian, would you do karaoke at my funeral? I'm just planning ahead. You might have to put it on a CD. Has it been put it on a CD? Has been uplifted and happy with a hint of depression in it. Oh yes, we can do that. I'll just bring over along my karaoke all-stars. We've got some happy song all-star type people like Ray Reynolds, and we've got some depressing songs as sung by the Lady Phoenix. Yes, so happily we'll be able to do that for you. Okay. Ray says we're in sync. John says I do the puzzles while I watch. It keeps my brain going. According to Ray Reynolds, it's all working there. So I'd what would I do? Are you on a mobile phone? Are you, Adam the plumber? Actually, I can look at it on here, can't I? Hang on a minute. I can look. I'll be able. Oh, how fabulous! I can watch myself while I'm doing it. Hang on a minute. Let's see if this works. I'll take it, Mark, because I think he's on a mobile phone, Adam. Might be out. I don't know. Let's have a quick look. What's happening there? Oh. That's strange. Oh, how fabulous. I can watch myself while I'm... Yes, it's out of... Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's out. It's way out of sync on a mobile phone. Might be out. I don't know. Isn't that strange? I don't think I can fix that, Adam. If it's working... Hang on, let me watch it on my computer, and I can see then. How does that work now? Can I turn it up there? One minute. I don't think I can fix that, Adam. And now it's all right on the computer, Adam. It's perfectly all right on the computer. How strange and mysterious. I'm sorry about that. I don't think I can fix that. I don't know why. So if it's all right on the computer, but not on the phone... I don't think that's anything to do with me, to be honest. No idea what's going on there. Michael Pullman in Australia. All those miles between us, Michael. And yet it's working all right there. That's very strange. Very strange. It really is. So there we are. Okay. John says I'm fine on the iPad. So it must be something to do with the iPhones then. Guess. Sorry, Adam, about that. All right. I was watching on the news this morning. On the BBC Breakfast News, actually. Oh, I've got a couple of videos to show you as well today. Loads to do in the show. Loads to do. I was watching the BBC News this morning, and they were saying there's a big downturn in the people buying iPhones. Really is. It was on the BBC News, in some of the papers this morning, in the Daily Mail. It says, iPhone... Actually, what if I change cameras and then change them back again? Let's see if this works for you, Adam. Sometimes that might work. Right, I'll swap to that for now. As Apple's iPhone sales have continued to decline in its latest quarter, suggesting that sluggish user demand for the device, flagship device, may not be a temporary problem for the company. A lot of people are not buying iPhones anymore. I've got to say, I find iPhones incredibly expensive now. Really do. I don't know how they get away with charging over £1,000 for. Of course, it's not just a phone. It's a mini computer, isn't it? Well, it's not even a mini computer. It's a very powerful computer you're holding in your hand. But people are not buying them every year. This is an iPhone 8. This is coming up to 2 years old now, I suppose. Would it be 2 years old? September, I think. No need to replace this. Does perfectly well. In actual fact, I had an iPhone 5S. And when I went from an iPhone 5S to an iPhone 8, within a week or so, I kind of questioned why I'd done it. Because I didn't notice significant improvements, to be honest, between the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 8. I thought I've wasted a bit of money there. Good morning to Maureen. Just texting into the show there. Good morning to you, Maureen. So... I don't know really what's going on there. People are not buying it. It says the lackluster iPhone sales weighed on Apple's broader business in the second quarter, causing profits to decline 16% from a year earlier to only $11.6 billion. It says, despite this, Apple shares rallied more than 5%. Oh, so it goes on about shares and all that. We don't really do all that business, do we? But yes, I don't think people really update their phones so much anymore. They last ages, really. My mate does. Oh, Christ, he has to have the newest thing all the time. A new iPhone comes out and he's literally queuing up at the shop, waiting to be the first person with the phone. I think it's incredibly wasteful to just keep upgrading stuff all the time. I certainly don't do it. I only upgraded from the 5S to the 8 because I thought I would see significant improvements. And to be honest, maybe there are significant improvements in it, technically, but I haven't noticed them. I think it was a waste of money, so I can't see when I'll be updating again. But I do know a lot of people aren't buying the Apple stuff anymore. It's just become too expensive. Now, my nephew this year, rather brave, I thought he was very brave, because you kind of buy into a system, So once you're used to using Apple, you look at another phone, I'm not quite sure how that works. Whereas you know damn well, if you go down the shop to Apple and move to another Apple phone, it will work roughly, almost identically, in the same way as your one does, along with the iPads and the mini iPads and all that. They all work the same. Pick it up, you can work it immediately. Nothing to learn. Okay, so I thought my nephew was incredibly brave to swap this year, or was it late last year? Late last year to it might have been early this year. Doesn't matter. To a Huawei phone, and he bought it, and it came with software. So he was able to very quickly put everything that was on his iPhone onto the Huawei. I hope I'm saying that right. The Huawei phone. And I've got to say, the pictures are fantastic. I would put them in front of the pictures, actually. I will put them in front of the pictures, actually, of the iPhone. Fantastic pictures and videos. And he's making his own videos now with his children, making his own videos. And it's a really good phone. So that was then followed by his wife, who bought the same one, moved from iPhone to Huawei. No problem at all. And now my sister's done it as well. My sister has been having a problem with... No, it wasn't her, actually. It was my nephew. He doesn't buy new phones. My nephew is the younger nephew is very, very fashion and image conscious. He's one of those. Yeah, he's one of those. Very fashion and image conscious. He'll spend 150 quid on a jumper, but he won't buy a new iPhone. Okay? Or a new phone. Anyway, a couple of days ago, the battery died on his iPhone and he plugged it in overnight. Nothing. Wouldn't even switch on in the end. So his mum, my sister, lent him her phone. Okay? So he's got the phone. Of course, now she's got no phone. I had a spare iPhone 5S or 5, whatever it was. So I've sent that up there. Well, in the meantime, my sister decided she wants a new phone. My sister upgrades stuff very, very rare when it breaks, okay? My sister, very sensibly, is not a person who upgrades all the time. She will upgrade or buy something new only when the present item has broken, which is, of course, what we all used to do when we were kids. My mum and dad never used to go out and, let's upgrade that. I mean, we went from black and white to colour telly because that was a vast improvement, but I can't... I don't even know if we ever... I think we changed the colour television once. That was it. You just hang on to stuff as long as possible. Not like now. These people are... Certainly like my mate has got to upgrade to the newest thing as quickly as possible all the time. That is very different then, I think. But she's decided she wants a new phone. Okay, because it's taken her a while to get the other phone back off him. So I've sent the other phone up there, which now she's given to him, but she wants a new phone. So she's now ordered a new phone. And she, too, has dropped the iPhone in favour of Huawei. Now she's got it. It's been plugged in overnight, because I think the first time you have to charge it up, you have to do it for hours, don't you? So she's plugged that in overnight. She hasn't put her SIM in it yet, unfortunately, because, of course, that was in her other phone, which my nephew, her son, has been borrowing for a few days. But she should have that now this morning, and hopefully I will become her first phone call. How exciting is that? I'm going to become her first phone call. The only thing is, of course, her not now having an iPhone, as I have, I can't do FaceTime with her now. But you've got all these other ways you can communicate with video messaging now, haven't you? You've got WhatsApp, you've got the FaceTime video calling and all that. So there's so many other ways to do it. Anyway, so she's now moved to Huawei as well. See how she gets on. Now, my sister is probably worse at working gadgets and technical stuff, even worse than I am. I'm not particularly good at buying a new gadget and be able to, shall we say, intuitively work it. In fact, I've got this sound bar downstairs, which you've heard me talk about countless times, that I don't seem to be able to get the adjustments right on that. Sometimes I'm listening and the sound goes up and the sound goes down, and you turn it up and, I can never hear the damn thing. I don't think I'll buy another set. Mind you, the sound bar at my sister's house is pretty good. Her one's pretty good. It's a different make to mine. Mine is I think it's I can't remember now. I think it's a Panasonic sound bar I've got down there. But it's an LG TV. You know, I think there's a lot to be said by if you're buying several items that are kind of working together. For example, a television and a sound system. You know, I think there's a lot to be said for keeping the same brand. So if you buy a LG telly, you buy an LG soundbar, and a Sony telly and a Sony soundbar like that, you know. But it's interesting. Have any of you moved from iPhone to Android at all? What did you buy as a matter of interest? And did you find it quite an easy thing? Because I'd be terrified. Oh, Christ, this is a new thing to learn now. I'm really surprised at my sister that she's done it, to be honest. I really am, because I think, you know, I think she does have trouble learning new things, even worse than I am. But I'd be terrified to move from iPhone to something else, to Android. But perhaps you have as well, have you? I don't know. Let's have a look, see what you're saying there. Going back a little bit. Back and back. Oh, dear. Back. How far are we going back there? There's the out of sync one. Where is it now? I'm just trying to go back a little bit further there. Good morning to Mike Rees-Ponto. Good morning to Mike. There we are. That's the karaoke message, isn't it? Diane is a lot better now. I'm glad you're better, Diane. Pleased to hear that, my darling. All right. Getting lost here. Good morning to Mike Rees. Oh, are you getting my messages? Yes, I just read it out. I put you on the TV in the sink. Is that right, Adrian? Oh, there's a little... There's someone being horrible. Look at him. We'll block him in a minute, actually. Adam, yes, changing the can works. So we've pulled ourselves in sync. That's interesting, isn't it, Adam? How strange. Michael's watching off his iPhone and you're in sync. Just pop out and came back in and that should work. There you go. Giving you help there. Adrian, you do not need to buy the iPhone. I didn't pay for a new one. I just had a really hard... to the point I was becoming boring. People gave up my requirements and I haven't got expensive tariff either. No, I've got a £20 a month tariff off 3 and everything's unlimited there. Good morning to Christina Ewell and Paul Goddell. A very good morning to you. John loves his iPad. Yeah, I don't really use the iPad too much, to be honest. More down the caravan I use the iPad. Don't really use it up here. Morning to Dean Spires. Good morning, Dean. Nice to see you, sir. Have you been barred from anywhere else this week, dear? Which you prefer, me DJing or me doing this? Make up your mind now, Dean. Dean used to come to a place I used to DJ at for ages. Paul Goddell bought an Apple phone. It was very juicy. Michael did have an iPhone, but no, now I go with Android. I was so happy for the change. So he's gone to Android. Look at that. Look at that. John says, my other half gives me his old iPhone when he gets a new one. I'm like a second-hand rose. See, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all, John, to be honest. Just getting a second-hand phone, it doesn't bother me at all. You know. Let's have a look. Michael's got a Samsung phone. Okay. Katie's got a Samsung as well. That's quite a popular item, isn't it? Samsung phones there. Good. Over on YouTube. Who's on YouTube this morning? Let's have a look there. Good morning to Claire. Morning, Claire. She's had to go out just as I started yesterday. We missed you, Claire. Your light went out. When you're not there, it's not the same, Claire. She came along to the Karaoke Monday, and you did it again. You managed to disappear without anyone noticing. Claire comes to the karaoke. She used to come on Fridays, but it got a bit too busy for her. So she comes along Monday now. And Claire disappears. She does a couple of songs, right? And then I'm working all the time. I'm looking at the computer a lot, so I don't always see what's going on in front of me. Although I do try and keep an eye. And you look at, and then Claire's gone. She's got. Where's Claire? Oh, she's gone. And no one ever notices. She just disappears. I don't know how you do that. Did you have a little job, Claire? Poor Claire. Look, Claire's concerned about Barry, who's just had a staple in his head. Morning to JP. Thanks for the shout out. Sherry is still Star Trek. Little Sherry is JP's wife. Good morning, JP. Joseph McDonald. Hello to you there. Hope you had a great time at Claridge's yesterday. We never went to Claridge's yesterday. You're not keeping up, are you? People don't listen. Claridge's is tomorrow, dear. I'll tell you about yesterday's activities shortly, okay? Joseph's had his Android phone for 3 years. You don't need to keep upgrading all the time. I mean, you really don't. You really don't have to keep doing that. Michael's an Apple supporter. Well, I think I still am, to be honest. It's the way they work. They're so easy to work, aren't they? And Adrian quite rightly says, with Apple support, the helpline is very good. They can actually dial into your phone and see what's going on. Well, I go down to the shop. Actually, I've never really had a phone. Yes, I have. I've had a camera issue. I had a camera issue. I just go into the shop. I book an appointment, go in there. And the service for Apple telephones, when you go into an Apple shop, is fantastic. No question, no doubts. Their service is fantastic, Apple. But they're so blooming expensive now. They really are very, very expensive. All right. So yesterday, of course, it was my mate's birthday yesterday. And we had a nice time. I left, after I finished the show yesterday, I went to the cake shop, Pattisserie Valerie, and collected the cake there, which was very, very nice. And I'm going to show you the cake in a minute. There's a little video which I'm going to be showing you. Okay, the cake is beautiful, as it was last time. You know, I bought one last time. I bought a slightly smaller one this time, only for the reason that there's, you know, I think we ended up chucking some of it away. They're big cakes, okay? This is not the cakes that I give out in Central Station for people's birthdays. The Pattisserie Valerie cakes are big. They really are. You don't need to order a massive cake. So I think I went down just one size to a slightly smaller cake. And I picked that up from the shop. Then I did something else. What else did I do? Or did I think I just went straight to the shop. Yeah, I parked in the Waitrose car park. I went the wrong way, didn't I? I don't know how I managed that. Look, as you come in, you sort of go around that way, and then there's little sort of mini bits where you go, and I turn left, and there's a car coming to work. I thought, oh, what's happened here? I've gone the wrong way around the car park. Fortunately, I didn't hit anything. Anyway, I managed to park. First time I parked, I don't know what was going on yesterday. I think I was worried about not getting to the cake shop in time because I was supposed to collect it between 10 and 12, and it's like 10 past 12 now. I'm terrible for lateness. No, I'm not late. I hate lateness. I can't be late for anything. I get to work generally 45 minutes before I need to. Honestly, on a Monday night for Central Station, we start at 7:30. I could probably get there and rush at 10 past 7 and still be ready for 7:30. I get there at 6:30. I like to be ready. Doctor's appointments, hospital appointments, any sort of appointments, I'm there half an hour before. Always, absolutely. So I'm like 10 minutes late. So I've tried to park. I've parked two wheels up on the curb. And I thought, how did I manage it? And I've come out, parked again. And I walked out the car park up to Pattisserie Valerie, straight to the cake shop, and picked up the cake there. Thanked them very much. And you must be very careful. If you order a cake from Pattisserie Valerie, don't think you can go down there and just give them your name. They won't be able to find it. You have to give them the reference number. I don't know why they do it like that. I mean, it can't be too much work for some idiot to pull off the number and then write Mr. Reardon on the box. That can't be difficult, can it? But they don't. They have a number. And if you can't give them the number, they won't give you the cake. Fortunately, I have my emails on my phone as well, so I was able to show that to her. She put that... I mean, honestly, I don't know why she bothered, because she then went into this cold, like, fridge thing. It was the only cake in there anyway. Why did you need the number then? It was the only blooming cake in the box. Dear me. So I picked up the cake and got in the car And I went straight round to my mate's house, and he was already coming out of the because we'd arranged he'd arranged a lunch actually. I asked him if he wanted to go to lunch, and he said yes. And then Monday night I texted him. I think we just arranged a chip shop for yesterday or something like that. And I messaged him on Monday night. It was, if you want to go somewhere else other than the chip shop, then that's fine. And he arranged a lunch with Bill's. Now Bill's, if you've been with us a while, you'll remember that Bill's is the place where the service was excruciatingly bad. It really was bad. They were friendly enough, so about a year ago, me and my mate went down there for a lunch. And very quickly, the lady came up, who was nice and happy. No problem with the attitude of the staff. No problem with that at all. It's just the forgetfulness. And we ordered a couple of drinks, which came fairly quickly, and then she took the order for the food, and off she went. After about 25 minutes, my mate went in, and he said, is the food nearly done? Oh, yeah, it's just coming, Okay. He came. Another 20 minutes passed, and the waitress came out, and we said, oh, is the food done yet? We're still waiting. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll go and check and see what's happening. Off she went. Another 20 minutes went past. I then, and it takes a lot to annoy me in a restaurant. You know, if an item is a little bit burnt or something like that, I'll usually just ignore it and put up with it. But there comes a point where I get really fed up. And one of the things that makes me really fed up is if I'm hungry. I get a bit unhappy if I'm hungry. You know, if I start getting hungry, and we were now starving. We'd been sitting there for an hour. And we went in, got to the till. And I said, right, no, I got up from the chair. I said, come on, Ronnie, we're going. Oh, well, where are we going? I said, we're going to TGI Fridays down the road. I said, I'm not sitting here any longer, and we're not paying for the drinks either. So I got up. I went to the till. I said, right, we're leaving now. Oh, I said, are you? I said, yes. You haven't bought our food. Oh, do you want me to? Let me go and check to see if it's... I said, no, we're going now, and we're not paying for the drinks either, okay? Goodbye. Come on, Ron. And that's it. I walked out the door. End of. And I came back here, and I wrote them an email. And fair do, the manager replied, and she said, please come down for a free meal. I'm sorry the service that you've had. And this is about a year ago, and all that business. And I thought, okay, they've tried to make amends. Fair enough. Anyway, so that email is about a year old, and I've kind of just left it. I thought, I can't be bothered to go back there. Anyway, he rang them up, didn't he, on Tuesday night, and said, you may remember us, you promised us a free meal. And she said, oh, yeah, come down. So that's where we went yesterday for our free meal. So we got there, we sat down outside. Ronnie's got his wheelchair. Oh, I forgot. Let me go back a little bit there. So I've got to Ronnie's house, okay, in the car. As I'm coming out, he's coming out with a wheelchair because he has to be pushed around sometimes now because he's got a bad back and legs and lungs and wrists as well. He's got lots wrong with him, my mate. So I've got this bag. I said, well, where are you going? He said, oh, I'm coming out to get to the car. I said, well, this is for you. I said, go and put it in the fridge. There you go. So I gave him this bag. He said, what's that? I said, it's your birthday cake. Oh, thanks. So that pleased him. So he went back, put that in the car. I put the wheelchair in the car. Get in the car. And this is the first time he's had a wheelchair, really, okay? So he's got a degenerative back bone condition. Okay, so gradually this gets worse and worse over a period of time. So he's now got a wheelchair. This is a temporary wheelchair at the moment. So I've put that in the back of the car with my bad back. He's got in the car and off we went. And we park in front of the council offices that have disabled bays in it. And we do like, my mate likes to laugh at his disability. I do think, I know some people who laugh in the face of something nasty. Another very good friend of mine, non-Irish Mary, which you will know, has got a terminal cancer. And she laughs in the face of it. She laughs in the face of it, as he does. So if he does, then I do as well. So I'm opening. So we've got outside the council place. We're in the disabled place. You will always see people looking out, you know. And you know what they're thinking. Oh, are they disabled or not? So I've got a bad back as well, so I'm kind of bent over a bit. It got a little bit bad again yesterday, but that's probably because I was pushing the bloody wheelchair all the time. Got the wheelchair out. I said, here we are, everyone. Yes, the proper disabled people now. Not invisibly disabled. We're proper disabled now with wheelchair. Can you see it, everyone? There's our new wheelchair. Have a look. And then, you know, people look out and they quickly look down. So I've opened this wheelchair. It's quite easy to put together. It kind of came in 3 bits, or 5 bits, really. There was the chair, the 2 side bits, and the foot bits as well. So I'm putting this wheelchair all together, and that was fine. And he sat in here, and off we went. Up the bloody steepest hill that you could possibly find in Bracknell. Oh, and I'm pushing this thing up. He said, do you want me to work with my hands? I said, no, don't bother. Don't bother, I'll do it all. We get to Bill's restaurant, which is kind of, you know, it's in town. And we sat there and, do you remember us? Yes, okay. I said, well, if there's anything extra to pay for at the end, that's fine, no problem at all. Right, okay. So we sat down there, we ordered a couple of drinks. He had this peach alcohol thing, which I had a little sip of that, which tasted quite nice. I just had a Coke. And then they ordered the food. So the food came, it wasn't massively quick. It wasn't too long. The food kind of came a little bit longer than I expected it to, but nevertheless it came, and it was really nice. The food was nice. It was a halloumi burger and chips, and I think that was it, actually. I'll be honest, I think the portions were a little bit small in there. When you compare them to somewhere like Ed's Diner, where we used to love going to Ed's Diner. Okay, so we had the food and that, and then we're kind of sitting there, and perhaps she'd come over with the pudding menu soon, and we're sitting. No, she never came back. I think they came back once after about 15 minutes. Everything all right? Yeah, food's lovely, and then off they went. They never came back again, really. At this point, we spotted our window cleaner, Mark, who's a lovely bloke. So the window cleaner, I said, come over, and he's come over. So he's ordered a drink, pint of lager. It's funny, actually, when he appeared, this waitress came running out. Oh, my God, something to sell. You know what I mean? She came running out and served him straight away. I said, I'll get that for you, Mark. No, that's all right. I said, no, let me get that. I'll get you the drink. So we're now sitting there. It's me and my mate and the window cleaner, who's who cleans out both our windows and all that. And that was it, really. We never saw the waitress again. So we finished off, and we sat there about 45 minutes, I suppose, just watching things going by. And then happened a highlight of the afternoon. A highlight of the afternoon. Now, we'd already noticed various I don't know how many security staff they've got walking around at Bracknell, the Lexicon. There seems to be an awful lot of security staff, which is fine, you know, because we're not doing anything wrong, as most people are not doing anything wrong. But a highlight of the afternoon was watching this thieving woman, who was about 25, 26, I suppose. She was being frogmarched, dear. Frogmarched down the middle, because there's shops either side. It's quite a long kind of corridor of shops outside. We got a brand new shopping centre here. It's only been open about a year and a half. And there's like a long row of shops either side with a big walking bit in the middle that you can go right down from one end to the other. This woman is being frog-marched by 2 security staffs in full view of everyone. And she's on the phone to someone, and there's another tow rag walking next to him, and there's 1 security staff either side of her, holding her arms. We loved it. Yes, that's it, my dear. Everyone is looking. Good. People steal from shops. That's why it's so expensive to buy stuff in shops, because people like her are nicking. Well, they obviously weren't having any of that. Actually, I'm surprised she wasn't kicking off. She didn't appear to be kicking off. But they literally did. They walked her straight down the middle of all these shops in full view of everyone. Of course, so everyone knows who it is now. I've got her face in my mind. I can see her face now. I love it, dear. That's what we should do with these criminals. Frog march them down Oxford Street or somewhere like that. Good. Anyway, so that was our highlight of the day, watching that happening. Someone caught nicking. Good. Oh, dear. So after that, we carried on with our meal and that. And when we finished, well, no one came back to us, so I went in. Now, remember why we had the free meal. Remember why I told you we had the free meal, okay? Right at the beginning of this little story. So I've gone in there to pay for whatever we needed to pay for, plus my window cleaner's drink. And there's two women in front of me, okay? And I got my ear open, and I heard them say to this person on the till, probably the manageress, "Did you forget to feed us?" And she says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Has no one come out?" And they're like, "No, you bought us the drinks. No one's come back." And they'd been sitting there half an hour. So it's happened again. At which point I kind of thought to myself, how many times does this happen? So, of course, the member of staff, I think it was the manager, she wrote off the drinks. Okay, you can have the drinks on us. Thank you very much. And off these two women went. They looked at each other, threw their eyes up in the air and just walked out. So it's happened again, a year later. To someone else this time. I mean, God knows how they run that place. This is Bill's Restaurant in Bracknell. Got to tell you, you can't fault the food. It was very nice. Could have been a bit bigger portions. The burger could have been a bit bigger. The halloumi burger, well, the halloumi could have been a bit thicker. You know, it was a bit thin. There weren't many chips. They were in those stupid bloody metal tubes. So you can only count so many in there. About 10, 15 chips in this thing. But the service, they don't seem to know what they're doing, or someone keeps forgetting what the bloody hell's going on in there. These women hadn't been served. No one had taken the order. They're just sitting out there like lemons. Ridiculous. So I got to the till and I said, "Is there anything to pay?" She said, no, that's fine. She said, "We offered you a free meal and that's what we're going to give you." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, my mate came along as well. He's had a drink, so I'll pay for that." And to be fair, she said, "No, that's all right." I said, "No, I must insist on paying for that drink." I said, he's not part of our little problem that we had. So actually, with great force, I had to give her this money. She didn't want to take the money. And I gave her, I think it was £5.50 for one drink. So I give her a 10. I said, "There you go. You can keep the rest as a tip." And she said, "No, I'm not allowed to take tip." And she wouldn't take it. She wouldn't take this tip. So fair's fair, I'll give you everything that happens, not just the bits that make them look bad. I'll always tell you everything. Food great. She's nice enough. As I say, she was nice enough. But they just seem to forget. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? How strange is that? So there we are. So we finished that and a lovely meal too. So we came out of there. And from there, we went to Boots the Chemist. He had to get some... I can't remember. I think we got some tooth floss or something like that. He had something stuck in his teeth. So we went to Boots the Chemist. Right miserable cow on the till in there. Oh, she was miserable. Old bird she was as well. Right miserable cow. Not helpful at all in the slightest. And from there, we went to Matalan, because my mate, we got a Matalan here as now, or was it TK Maxx? It was either Matalan, which is the one with the designer clothes, whatever that one is. It might be TK Maxx. Went in there. He had a look around in it. I picked up this bag. I saw, "That's a nice bag. How much is that?" 300 quid. I put that back down straight away. 300 quid for a bag, dear. God's sake. You can get a reusable bag from Aldi for 20 pence, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to pay £300 for this bag. It was like a satchel type thing. I thought that'd do nice for my laptop. I soon put that back on the shelf. We looked at some shirts and all that in there. There's some nice shirts. But you see, I've got so many shirts now, and I don't want to buy any more. I really do. And he's picking up. Oh, I really like that one. And he's got hundreds of shirts, my mate. Hundreds of shirts and trainers. You've never seen so many trainers. And he just keeps buying the bloody things. It's just such a waste of money. Anyway, so we went in there, and from there I went to Vodaphone, and I've signed up for my new broadband with both Vodaphone. As you know, I'm dropping Virgin Media at the end of this month. It goes off on the 31st, and I'm swapping over to Virgin Broadband, which is like £30 a month cheaper. And that's the only reason for that, really. I was concerned about speed and all that, so they give me a guaranteed speed, I think, of 35 meg down, which is perfectly fast enough for me. More importantly to me is the speed going up, which I gather is the same, 35 meg going up or something like that, which should do me perfectly all right. So they will install that, and I've got an installation date, which will be on the Tuesday, Tuesday the 21st of this month. A bloke will come here, which means I won't be able to go up to the caravan that week, but that's okay. 9 to 1 on Tuesday the 21st. Vodaphone Broadband should turn up here and put in my wire and a little router they send before that, and that should all work fine. And then I've got 30 days as well. I've got 30 days, and if I'm not happy before that 30 days is up, I just ring them and they come and rip it all out again. And I'll probably then go with 4G broadband because I know that works. But I wanted a wired connection, so I signed up all that. A delightful chap in there, actually, young bloke in there, suppose about 28 years old. Very helpful indeed. Signed all up to that. £24 a month instead of 53. Oh, it's a huge difference, isn't it? Huge, massive difference. I've signed up at the lower speed. I can sign up for a higher speed, but that's another £5 a month. So I'll see how I get on with the lower speed. I don't think I'm going to need a high speed. So you have to remember, I'm the only person here using the internet. And I use it to watch the telly and do my computer stuff. That's it. Important to me is the upload speed, so I can continue to do these rubbish shows for the handful of you that bother taking the time out to watch. And that was it. That was our little day. And after Vodafone, we went back to Ronnie's house. The gardeners were there. He has a gardener. I kid you not. He's got a tiny garden. He has a bloody gardener, and his garden looks fantastic. Okay, and we got the cake out, and here is a little video of Ronnie having his cake. Are you ready? Here it comes. It's Ronnie's birthday cake time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, oh evil one.
Oh.
Is that nice?
Rooney.
Happy birthday. Are they right?
Rooney.
Double O?
Oh,
What they want double O there?
Rooney.
Isn't that strange and mysterious? Oh, can I just have one of those? Oh! Would that have been the sharp end? No one cares. Look at the cat looking. Look at the cat looking. That's Ralph the cat, everyone. Say hello, Ralph. Ralph. Hello, Ralph. Beautiful cat. Go on then, cut it.
Oh, it's even got a blue ribbon.
Yes, a blue ribbon for boys. Blue for boys. None of that gender bullshit here, mate. Ow! That's really gender specific.
Gender fluid.
I'm a millennial and I'm offended. Piss
I
off.
could be a millennial at my
Blue
age.
for boys. Thank you. The cat's gone. That's because you didn't give her any.
Him.
Oh, yes.
Well, you can go now.
Oh, yes. I don't want a large piece.
Well, you're not getting in here at all.
Eh?
Thank you.
Go on, let's see the inside of it. I bet it's gorgeous. Should be for the price I paid. I can't eat that big! All right then, just that one then.
That's not for you.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Who's that for then?
Me.
Don't give in to them gardeners outside. They're not
What, you mean the
paid-
one standing behind you?
They're not paid to come here. I'm telling you that now. Aye? Yeah, look at him over there. Doing nothing. Nothing. That's the gardener. He's got a gardener here as well. Look. The cat's
Right,
gone to have a look.
look at this.
Come on then. Oh, yes. Do you want a bit of this up, mate?
Do you want a bit of cake? Honestly,
Of course he
seriously,
does. Look at
there's
his
loads.
face. Look at his
There's
little
loads.
face. Look at his little face. Come and have a bit of a gay cake. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Your bird is never going to get anything like this, I'm telling you. You'll be lucky to get something from Tesco. This is a gay cake, this is.
Simon didn't know that I was gay.
Oh, really? And it was as delicious as it looks. You saw the gardener out there, and I said to you didn't see his mate because there's two of them actually. As his mate came in, we offered him a bit. He said, "Come on, have a bit of this cake." Now, you see this cake? I said, "This is a gay birthday cake. This is a gay birthday cake. This isn't a straight birthday cake. This isn't the sort of cake that your girlfriend or your wife buys for you, from Tesco's for 10 quid and gives you on your birthday. This is a proper cake. Now come and have some." So the Gardners had some cake as well, and it was absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. That, by the way, I hate to tell you this, but you saw that slice. That was my piece. I did only have the one piece, though. No point in having cake unless you get a decent slice, is there? I'll come back to some of your messages in a moment, boys and girls. But that was the cake, and from there I came home. And that was a lovely day yesterday for Ronnie's birthday. And I think in the end, did you see his other half on there? I don't think you did you? His other half took him out for a dinner afterwards. So there we are. Right, some of your messages then. Let's go backwards. Oh, there's quite a lot of you there. Christina says, "I use an iPhone when I travel in the USA, but here in the UK and Germany, I use Honor, the generic version of 3. I don't know what that is. Honor. I don't know what that is, Honor. She had a Samsung Galaxy that was... Oh, you're unlucky to have a phone stolen there, Christina. Sorry to hear that, darling. John says you need to go to the Wolseley for afternoon tea. Yes, I think you mentioned that, didn't you? We're going to Claridge's tomorrow. Looking forward to going to Claridge's. Quite a late one, so 5:30 I think is our afternoon tea tomorrow. And we usually do sort of 1:30, 2 o'clock. So we'll probably have lunch first. We'll go... early-ish. We won't get there at 5:30. We'll go earlier. Probably have a little walk around Selfridge. I like going to Selfridges, walking around there. And we might have a little, perhaps some lunch in there or something before afternoon tea. Although it'd be have to have something very light. Very light, otherwise the two meals would be close together, wouldn't they? Good morning to Jeffrey Decker. Good morning, Jeffrey. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you like the jacket. The pineapple jacket is back on, yes. Michael Lawrence is liking the jacket as well. Thank you, Michael. Christina worked at Apple Computers in Texas many years ago. Great place to work. They treated their employees nicely. Yes, I agree. I think the Apple way of doing things is fantastic. I really do. But their phones are just so goddamn expensive now. I won't pay £1,000 for a phone, whether it's a brilliant computer or not. I think it's just too much. Adrian, I hope you get me a Valerie cake for my birthday. No, I don't think I will do, Adrian. In fact, I don't think you deserve a birthday cake because you tried to fool me into thinking it was your birthday a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? You thought I was going to go out and get a cake and bring it down. But unfortunately, I checked your birthday, so you've been a naughty boy. So you won't be getting a birthday cake this year, Adrian. I'm sorry, you've been naughty. Trying to pull the wool over my eyes in the hope that I'm going to turn up and look stupid by bringing a cake when it's not even your birthday, so that you can then turn around and say, "Look what I made Chris do." You don't think I'm stupid, do you, dear? Eh? I may look it, yes. Good morning to Mark Jones joining us there. Peter Lake's there on YouTube. Good morning, Peter. Says the sun is shining in Woodall Spa, waiting for the plumber to come round. My shower pump has packed up. Oh, has it? Oh, gosh. Local man from Woodall Spa. So say hello to Bernadette as well, who's watching this morning. Good morning, Bernadette. Sorry about your shower pump there. That's a pain, isn't it? The shower in my caravan is a bit weak. I don't think there's anything you can do about that. It's just how showers work in caravans, really. Good morrow to Juan. Morning to Juan. Thomas is there on Vaughan Live this morning. Good morning, Thomas. Some shaming can be a good thing. We like to shame, don't we, Thomas? We like to shame. I should fat shame myself, really. I need to fat shame myself. John says he can't stand bad service in a restaurant shop. No, neither can I. I do something about it usually. Claire says she had a very similar problem at Bill's in Guildford. Food okay, small portions. Had to complain about the cost of drinks and got them for free in the end. I mean, you do, though. You need to complain. Like that place in Boston that I often mention, the Chain Bridge restaurant in Boston, tiny portions of chips, and I complained, and their answer was, "Well, that's a portion, mate." Okay, well, that's a portion, not coming back. Thank you, bye-bye. Bye-bye, don't go again. End of story. John says, have you seen that Victoria Beckham is charging 800 quid for a bag? Honestly, and her jeans. Isn't it right her fashion thing is not doing too well? Hasn't Davy Boy Beckham had to bail her out a couple of times? I'm sure he has. Veronica likes to look at the cake. Good morning, Veronica. Looks delicious. Oh, let me tell you, it was absolutely delicious. What a shame I can't force some down the microphone and give it to you, Veronica. Did they think the cake... Ah, Wayne Rooney, yes. You noticed that. They spelt Ronnie wrong. It said Rooney. It said Rooney. They decorated it. It said, happy birthday, Rooney. I don't know why they put an extra O in there. Some people would go mad and complain and demand all sorts of things. It's just one of those things. I mean, did it spoil the quality of the cake and the enjoyment that we had eating it? No, not at all. There is some left. I hope he's still got some in the fridge. I fancy another piece of that later today. Joseph says, what a beautiful cake and what a cute cat. Yeah, the cat's name is Ralph. Also, or as the kids near my mate's house, they like to call it Blackface because it's got a black face, the cat. That is one of the nicest cats you could come across. It's never shown any sign of aggression towards me at all. It did bite someone once who came in, someone it didn't know, who tried to put their own down and it bit him. Good! But it's never shown me, I mean, it's a big cat. I don't mean fat, it's just a big cat. You wouldn't want to row, because you know what cats are like. They can suddenly turn, can't they, for no reason. Cats, I don't think you want to row with that cat. It could do some serious damage. But I'm always careful when it comes to all animals. Actually, dogs I generally try and keep away from. I don't like really dogs. They don't seem to like me. A lot of dogs don't seem to like me for some reason. I don't know why. Cats are wonderful. You just go up to them, just put your hand. If it wants to, it'll come over. If it doesn't, don't push it. Don't just walk away. Just walk away. You know, the cats won't attack you for no reason at all. But if they don't want to be touched, they'll let you know. Don't worry about that. But that cat is always so friendly, and he puts his head like that and rubs it on your hand. Beautiful. Joseph thinks it's a good cat, like lovely cat as well. So it's true, yeah. Did Mary Berry make that? Peter wants to know. No, that's Pattisserie Valerie. Pattisserie Valerie. Thomas reckons it's too large. What, that slice I had? No, thank you. I could have done with another one of those. Thank you very much. Hasn't he got a cake slice? How common. John. Katie likes to look at the cake as well, don't you, Katie? I know you do. Did I make it? I didn't make Ronnie's cake. No, it wasn't me who made it. It was good weather as well yesterday. It was beautiful weather out there yesterday. Absolutely beautiful. In fact, we got nice weather again today. After the show, I'm popping down to my church later to have a little practice on the organ. I want to change the key to something. I'm having difficulty playing there's a part of the mass called the Gloria, okay? And I'm a bit weak with it. And because I'm not confident with it, I'm playing it quietly, and it's not got enough oomph to pull people along at a reasonable pace. That it's kind of very slow, and it's far too slow. Sounds like a blooming funeral, and it's supposed to be happy and uplifting, the Gloria, you know? So I'm going to go and practice that. I've already spoke to the priest, and he said I can go down there. All right. Katie, have you got a text message? No text message here, Katie. No text message here, darling. Okay. Veronica. She says, I'm calling out stuff not written here. Veronica, it's on several platforms, this show. Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and Vaughan Live. You can only see the messages on Vaughan Live. I can see all of them, except Periscope. For some reason, the Periscope messages don't come in at all. So that's why it looks like I'm reading out messages that aren't there. Okay, I am, but you just can't see them, all right? Let's have a look there. My nephew's dog is called Ralph, says John. Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Martin Edwards is a bit late today, aren't you? Christ, look at the time there. Blimey, Martin. Do try and keep up with us, dear. Good. Let's see what else we got there of interest to anyone. There's no text message from you there, Katie. I don't know why, darling. Do you need a phone line to get Vodaphone Broadband, Mike wants to know. No, you don't. They offer it to you, but no, don't want it. So £24 a month, that does me, Mike. Once again, Mike, your messages are not coming up at all on the message system. Mike, are you one of my friends? Are you a friend of mine on Facebook or just a follower? I wonder if that might be something to do with it. Perhaps if you could check that. Mike, is it Wednesday? Always. Wednesday is Wednesday. All right. Now, I've got another little video to show you here, boys and girls. You remember the Laburnum, the flowering tree I told you about either Monday or Tuesday this week? I planted it 3 years ago. And for the first time this year, it has flowered. So I'm going to show you that now. There is no sound to this. It's just basically a very short 20-second video or so of the tree. So have a little look at this. It's very, very pretty. Isn't that lovely? There's actually two of them. One on the left there and one on the right. And that's it. And they just hang down there like chandeliers, little yellow chandeliers. So pretty. So very, very pretty. Okay. That's actually at the front. That's not in my back garden. That's actually at the front of my house. That's not my garden. That's just the bit out the front. I'm surrounded by beautiful trees and bushes and all that around here. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Make the organ sound glorious. It needs to be played more powerfully, and that I really need to move that along a bit quicker. John says the very handsome Bradley Cooper is on the Ellen show. Who is he, Bradley Cooper? I don't know him. Should I know him? Is that someone I would know? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. Okie doke. If you want to save some money on petrol, are you a Sainsbury's shopper? I'm not a Sainsbury's shopper. I'm not keen on Sainsbury's for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't find it particularly friendly in there. But if you buy your money from the supermarket, spend 60 quid this week, you get £10 off a litre of fuel. And that's just going up and up at the moment, isn't it? How much is petrol costing? It's going up and up and up, dear. It says in the Sun this morning, Sainsbury's is offering motorists 10 pence off a litre before the bank holiday. Drivers can save a few pounds on petrol or diesel when they spend at least £60 on groceries in a single transaction in store. So if you're doing your shopping this week, go to Sainsbury's and you get 10 pence off a litre. That's quite a lot. You can save about 5 quid when you're refilling a tank, all right? So there's information for our Sainsbury's shoppers there. And we'll have one more little story. Now, where is it? There we are. Calamari. I mean, I've never liked the look of that, to be honest. But there's a story in the Daily Mirror this morning. I don't eat animals, as you know. But there's a story in the Daily Mirror this morning. A seafood fan knew something was fishy when an unexpected animal began emerging from his squid lunch. I mean, squid. How can anyone eat that stuff? Oh, no. Vile. This bloke, Adam Todd, picked up the squid at a market near his home in Lisbon, close to Belfast, when its engorged size made him realise something wasn't quite right. The 28-year-old didn't realise quite what was up until he began slicing it open, said the Belfast Live newspaper. Adam said, it was something I picked up from St George's Market on Saturday for lunch. I brought it home and started to get it ready. I knew there was something in it. Usually, the sort of squid I would get would be half the size. This was very big. Usually, it would be a shrimp or something tiny inside like that. But no. He continued, it was only when I started to prepare it, I realised it was different. How scary! It was different. Not of another type of fish or prawn. I was determined to get it out in one piece. When I did, I was speechless. I didn't know what to think. I wouldn't go fishing that often, so the first time seeing one was in my sink. I knew it was some type of shark. But not exactly what. A baby dogfish or a 6-gill shark? It was definitely a shock. I didn't know what to do with it. I would be used to wee fish or prawns inside, but not a baby shark. So he's cut out this, was it calamari, and there was a baby shark inside. How awful. It's bad enough cutting up something like that. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? I saw a picture of, was it in China or something like that? They eat things while they're still alive. I saw this video, I think it might be on YouTube, of someone, I think it was China or one of those countries sort of out that way. I think it was a live fish and they were like literally pulling it apart and eating it while it was still wriggling. Isn't that awful? Awful, dear. And some people do some awful. I mean, you see, it's no different, really. I mean, I've said before, when people complain about certain countries, including China, where they eat dogs and cats, and they're terrible. It's no different to eating a lamb. No different to eating a lamb, my dears. If you're a meat eater, don't complain about people eating different stuff just because you don't eat that type of thing. Huh? An animal is an animal. If it's a dog, a cat, a lamb, a chicken, a sheep, whatever, it's all an animal. So the audacity people have to complain about people that eat animals just because they're not the same animals that they eat. Please do me a favour. Good. Okay, good morning to Damien, just joining us towards the end of the show there. Good morning to you, Damon. John loves calamari. Oh, it's not my cup of tea at all, calamari or anything like that. Sounds nasty. Let's see. Mike is friends on Facebook. I don't know why, Mike. None of your messages come through on the message system. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever? Let me have a look up there. Not a single one of your messages is up there. That's odd. That's really odd. Really odd there. Okay. Right. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Let's just switch across to our birthday page. Where are we now? Birthdays. Happy birthday this morning to Mr. Justin Peacock, who runs a pub in Hemel Hempstead. Good morning to you and a happy birthday, Justin. I'm sure Ben will be treating you very well today. Good morning, Justin. Happy birthday. Michael Allen's birthday today. Good morning, Michael Allen. Peter Mixhael is today 21 years old. Good morning, Peter. Alleb is 32 years old today. Happy birthday, Alleb. It says Michael Daddy Smith. Michael Daddy Smith is 30 years old today. Happy birthday, Michael. Kylie Zass, good morning. Janaina Santos is today 34 years old. And Mike Balden's birthday as well today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Let me get my song. Where's my song? Let me sing to you. Oh, hang on. Just a minute. Something's gone terribly wrong. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right? Thomas says he's never tried calamari. I don't think you're missing anything, to be honest, Mike. Thomas. Michael, what time should all of us be coming to the barbecue? There's no barbecue here. No barbecue here. Mike says he's special. Yeah. Special. There was something else to tell you. I can't remember what it was now. I'm sure there was something else to do. I wonder what it was. Never mind. I'm sure I'll remember when I've finished. Morning to Alan Russell. You're late, Alan. I'm going now. Too late, dear. There's Dave Moses. Oh, dear me. Been trying to binge watch all your shows on catch up. I'm currently on season 4, back to 2008, says Dave Moses. Oh, my God, Dave. Well, if you ever have trouble sleeping, I've told you before, just put one of my shows on, dear. More repeats on here than on BBC One, in colour as well. Anyway, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. A real nice day today. I think the weather's they said was going to get cold again. See, I saw a story, I think Sunday maybe, that said we were going to get a Spanish plume of air starting bank holiday. So is that next Monday, the bank holiday? Is it? 1 minute. I think is it another bank holiday next Monday? It is, isn't it? We got bank holiday on Monday. I saw a story saying we were going to get a Spanish plume of air starting at the bank holiday. Oh, that's it. Text messages. That's what I haven't done. Text messages. And it was going to continue for 3 months. And then the next day, it said it was going to be, it was suddenly going to get really cold again. So you don't know who to believe, do you? All these different blooming weather stories all the time. Good morning to Simon Keane, who says, you're right about Katie Price. Facelift like those husband and wife team on Britain's Got Talent. Oh, they look dreadful. These people that have facelifts think it's good when it's not. They were awful. He was tap dancing badly. Is this Britain's Got Talent? I don't watch that. She sang Let It Go from Frozen. I hate that song. I think I've just heard it too much. Let it go, let it go. When you go around Disney, that's all you hear now. You don't hear any of the other songs. All you hear all the time is that blooming Frozen song. Sick of it, dear. Whatever happened to other little songs like Tip, 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 Little April Showers, that one, for example, and the Pinocchio songs and the Snow White, la, 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 la. Oh, you've got to go on a ride to hear a different song. You can always go on. It's a small world. La 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 la. It's a small world. And have you ever been on It's a Small World at Disney? Oh, it's fantastic. You get little cardboard cutouts of all these children from all different races and countries and walks of life, and it's just nice. It's nice. And what a shame that adults in the world can't get on. Like, you see, if there were no adults in the world, I believe this. If the world could run on its own and only had children on it, there'd be no wars, would there? Well, you would think that. I mean, sometimes I see my great nephew and my great nieces fighting with each other. Perhaps that's not true, actually. You see these little brothers and sisters. I want one of those. No, you're not having it. Give it to me. Grab. And it goes on. Simon says, I have a girlfriend who is a police lady now, Chris. So can you say hello to her on this World Wide Web television programme, please? Her name is Laura Norder. Laura Norder. Thank you very much, Simon. Someone asked if there was a text message come through. Was it you, Katie? I didn't get a text message from you this morning. Do any of these messages work anymore? I don't know. John's going to Disneyland in Florida next year. Oh, you'll have a great time there, John. Have you never been before? Have you ever been before? Fantastic. And Thomas says the facelifts are absolutely dreadful. They are. Facelifts are dreadful. Don't have one. That's it today, gang. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully I'll see you again at some point tomorrow. Enjoy your Wednesday and have a great day. Bye-bye now.